Hey guys, how are you doing? We ain't had a review for a while, so I decided to do a review on this new custom everyday carry knife I've got. It is exactly what you see in front of you. It is by Alan Davis. It is an EDC version of his. It has a Spalted stabilized walnut scales for the handles, 52-100 carbon steel, which from what my understanding is in research, is the same thing that Bussy uses. Their SR101 is the same thing as 52-100. The only difference is, of course, with a lot of steels is the heat treat. Their heat treat is done differently. But the steel on this is 52-100. It's one of his common steels he uses. I've also seen him use 1095 and a few others, but like I said, this is that. It is extremely sharp. All his knives come with a very extremely sharp edge. You can see it's got the lanyard hole. Overall, this knife is 6 1/4 inches. It has a 2 7/8 inch blade. It's got a hollow grind on both sides of it. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me, well, what does it mean when it's spalted, stabilized walnut wood? Well, I'm going to try to break this down for you the best way I can. For the spalting, that is any form of wood coloration that's caused by fungi, plain and simple. It's wood that's been overtaken with fungi that's caused a discoloration in the wood. And at most time makes the wood not as stable as wood that's not been spalted, and it makes it with less strength to hold things. That's why they stabilize it. And when they stabilize it, what they're doing is they put it in a chamber with some chemicals under a vacuum for a while. Then they'll wash it off. And then after that, it will go into a heat oven, and it will be heat cured until it is solid and all pores have been taken with chemicals, and that makes it very hard to break. It is easier to work with for a knife maker. It will make it easier for them to work with, but it's also less prone to breakage, cracking, swelling when it dries, so on and so forth. So that's what this one is. It's got the spalted walnut scales. He also does his own sheaths. He makes all them too. This one here is a brown one. It's got a design, as you can see right there on it. I wouldn't exactly know what I would call that. It's kind of like a plaid design is what I would consider it as. You can see it's got your belt loop there. But I mean, he does all his own work by hand. His prices are very good. For this knife right here, sheath, shipping, and this fine piece of cutlery, it was $105. That is not bad one bit in my opinion. There's no foul work or nothing, which is good because I've been using this for a lot of woodwork, and that foul work would just probably get filled with wood chippings, etc., and cause problems in the long run. Sorry for the red reflection of the camera. He also, I said, puts a lanyard with a tube. The lanyard tube is 3/16 of an inch. And he puts on a piece of leather. And as you can see, this bead here, this came by him. With all his fixed blades he does, when he puts the leather piece on for the lanyard, he also takes a piece of the handle that's, scrap, and he makes his bead. So this bead is out of the same piece of wood this handle came out of. All his knives, the bead is out of the exact same piece of wood that the handle is made out of, and he just shapes it and puts it on. I was going to change this lanyard actually, because as you guys know, I like to make lanyards. But after I got the knife and got looking at that bead and how well it matched the handle and how the leather kind of flowed better than what paracord would in my mind, I decided to leave it as is because I think it's just one beautiful knife. My best friend also has got one off of him now. We went camping last weekend, and we used both of these on our camping trip. They worked fabulously. I've been using this one for a lot of work with, like I said, woodwork, getting kindling ready, and I've also been using it for food prep around the house. I mean, like it says, it's an EDC. I carry it I haven't used this sheath an awful lot. I've been using another sheath that I have. It's for my back pocket, so I can pocket carry that in my back pocket. Because, I mean, when I'm out and about and I'm at work and stuff, I'm not allowed to actually have a fixed blade on my side. So I carry it in that sheath in my back pocket. Nobody knows I have it, but I do, you know. And I feel better knowing I have a fixed blade if I need it. And this one just fit the bill perfectly. I seen it on Blade Forums. That's where he sells most of his stuff at. As soon as I seen it, I knew I had to have it. And I got in contact with him, and here it is. So I'll give you another quick preview of it. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to add some pictures from the camping trip last week of it being used. I mean, you can just see those scales. Look at how beautiful that is. And that's because of a fungus that grew on them and caused them to be spalted. Sorry for the cat. Get out of here, pumpkin. But there's the scales. I'll go ahead and put his email address and stuff in the link below in case anybody wants to get in touch with him to get an EDC made. He also makes folders, big fixed blades. I mean, he does a wide variety of things he does make. But I'm going to put his email in the description below in case you want to get in contact with him. His name's Alan Davis. He's out of Texas. All his work is fantastic. Every piece I've ever seen, which I mean, it's only been 2, but I watch him on the forums. I look at all the stuff he lists. It has all been perfection. I have not seen one bad piece come across, and I've not heard one bad thing from all the people that's talked about him on the forums. That's what brought me to him, was word of reading, you know. So everything I've heard is really good about him. If you guys want to check him out, go to Blade Forums. His username's Alan Davis. I'll put his email below if you'd like to speak with him. I've seen him do woodwork, wood handles, G10, ivory, I mean just titanium. I've seen a whole slew of different materials he's used. And like I said, I've seen a whole slew of blade steel, so he can probably work with you on anything you want. All his heat treating stuff is done in-house by him. So, I mean, there it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, post them below and I'll try to get back to you. And it was nice to get another review out there since I haven't done one for a while. So y'all take it easy, and I'll see you in the next video.